like this was episode 110. It was an internet grab bag, and this is your behind the scenes footage. We had to get off the air in the middle of the conversation we were having about whether or not you're ripping off somebody else's idea if you say you've been inspired by said idea.
It depends on how close your material is to it.
Depends on how close your material is to your source material, right?
Well, yeah, because I know some guy who goes, I got inspired by this idea. Let's do the exact same thing, right? I mean, I know people like that
tell the same story.
That would tell the same story, claim they were inspired by it. All they did was ripping it off,
right?
Or even so, I had this idea after watching this movie, so let's do
the
exact same thing as in the movie,
right? So I tell my students this whenever we talk about plagiarism in my class. I always tell my students, you are really smart people. That may not be true, but you're really smart people. You have something of value to offer. Don't plagiarize. Don't sell somebody else's ideas as your own. Come up with your own ideas. But there is a lot of copycatting in movies. There's a lot of copycatting even in music, honestly, where songs will sound the same or the same. I remember specifically in the 90s, there were a couple of songs that came out on the country music chart that were also on the R&B music chart. Same song recorded by different artists, right?
Right.
And I guess they thought we weren't going to hear them both. I don't know, but maybe they think people who listen to country music absolutely never listen to R&B, but that's not entirely true. How do you sell that? How do you sell the same thing, the same product that somebody else is selling and try to compete with that person? I don't know. Like, I guess that's, in that case, on the songwriting side, I was really stunned by that. The song was I Swear.
Ben Folds 5. Every song sounds the same on their albums.
I only ever listened to that one song.
I'm just kidding.
Ben Folds 5.
I
legitimately am not a huge fan of Ben Folds 5. Okay. It's just that particular song. But yeah, so I think it's okay to be inspired by these other pieces of art, but you've got to tell your stories. You've got to write the stories that you're meant to write, that you're the only person who can write that story because you have them, right? You have characters that only you know. And if that's if you need inspiration, right, and I frequently do, then by all means, leverage other art to get inspired. But I think you still have to tell your stories.
Right. Absolutely.
That's been your Saturday morning wisdom and encouragement from
Right
on SC.
I don't know how much wisdom there was in that statement. You can get inspiration, but don't rip it off.
Don't rip it. Don't plagiarize. It's wrong.
I think everyone knows that.
Plagiarism is wrong.
Ooh.
That's deep.
That's deep. That's a controversial topic.
Look, our patrons love us. That's why they get the behind the scenes. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for being a patron. We appreciate you. Have a great day.